The Wisdom of Chipmunk, Episode 6, The Wisdom of Squirrel. One day, the wisdom of Squirrel. One day, in the spring, the 7 cats were playing at Chollipo Garden where magnolia blooming, butterfly flying, the lily pad blooming, and many flowers are blooming. Then the 7 cats uh, found out the pine trees. Pine trees. They went to the bush and they found out squirrel. The 7 cats surrounded by squirrel and attacked. In the end, they caught a squirrel. They caught, they catch the squirrel. They caught the squirrel. The squirrel was the squirrel was the squirrel was afraid. The squirrel was afraid of uh, the big of the 7 cats because they could eat the squirrel if they were hungry. Then the squirrel got a wisdom. The squirrel was smart. The squirrel said to the 7 cats, "Don't eat me. I can find your delicious meat. I know where the hawk hid the bird meat on the tree, the pine tree." One of the cat said to the squirrel, one of the cat said to the squirrel, "If you bring the meat, we will release you. We cannot eat you." The squirrel said, "Okay, I'll go the big pine tree and I'll go down, put down the meat, the bird meat, before the hawk came back, before the eagle came back." Then the 7 cats told, the 7 cats said, "Okay, you can climb up the tree." The squirrel was a good climber. The squirrel climbed the pine tree quickly. And then the 7 cats watched the squirrel climb up to the top of the pine tree where the branches big and the green uh, pine leaves there, and it was very high. There was a eagle's nest. In the eagle's nest, and there was still and bird meat, the meat of bird, the meat of bird, the meat of prey, prey, the meat of prey. Then the squirrel uh, pick up the meat of prey and threw the meat down to the for the seven cat. Threw down for seven cat. At a moment, over the crowd, the eagle was flying back. The squirrel was surprised and go down quickly. When climbed down quickly, I should go back because the eagle came back. The seven cat told them, "Okay, you can hide yourself." Then the seven cat also ran away uh, with the meat of prey, the meat of bird. And then at the reach to the place, the seven cat got an idea. If they were eating the meat, if when the black cat appeared, they lost all the meat. So, and the seven cat got an idea. They made two pots of meat, two pots of meat, and two pack of meat, and then they um they ate another, and then the other meat still and remained. Suddenly, the black cat appeared. The black cat came to them, but the black cat found out the other meat, and then the black cat just went to the meat and ate it all. Ate it all. The black cat ate it all. At that night, the old cats were full, not hungry. Okay. In English, we make a story about seven cat and black cat. Episode six, the squirrel, the wisdom of the squirrel. The squirrel was wise enough to save himself, to give meat of uh, prey, and then um, the squirrel safe, was safe, and the seven cat could eat, not hungry. After completing it, Seven cat and the blood cat echoes with the wisdom of the scroll. One beautiful day in the spring, the seven cats were playing in telephone garden. The garden was full of life, and many colorful flowers were blooming white lilies. Hmm, I see. Chollipo Arboretum. The garden was full of life. Many colorful flowers were blooming. White lilies were opening January. The butterfly were flying from flower to flowers in the warm sunlight. The seven cats were happily running around when they noticed a tall pine tree nearby. Many pine fruit, and had fallen on the ground curiously. They walked close to the trees and looked around the bushes. Suddenly they saw a small squirrel. The seven cats quickly surrounded the squirrel. In a moment they caught it. The little squirrel was very frightened. The seven cats were big and strong, and if they were hungry, they could easily eat the small squirrel. But the squirrel was very wise. Thinking quickly, the squirrel said, "Please don't eat me. I know where you can find delicious meat. On the top of the tall pine tree, there is a bird meat left in an eagle's nest. If you let me climb the tree, I will bring the meat down for you." One of the cats replied, "If you bring the meat to us, we'll release you and we'll not eat you." The squirrel agreed. "All right, I'll climb the tree and bring the meat before the eagle comes back." The squirrel was an excellent climber. It quickly ran up and tall pine tree, passing the green pine leaves and strong branches. Soon it reached the top where the eagle's nest was. Inside the nest, there were pieces of meat and from the eagle's prey. Carefully, carefully, the squirrel picked up the meat and threw it down to the seven cats waiting below. Just then, it was flying back toward the nest. The squirrel shocked and quickly climbed down the tree as fast as possible. "Hide quickly," one of the cats said. The squirrel jumped into the bush and safely escaped. Meanwhile, the seven cats took the meat and went to quiet place near the beach. They began to think carefully. If the black cat appeared, it might steal all our food, one of them said. So the seven cats made a clever plan. They divided the meat in two portions. First, they ate one portion together until they were full. Then they kept the other portion aside. Soon after, the black cat suddenly appeared. The black cat smelled the meat and then found the remaining portion. They quickly ate it all. But the seven cats were already full and happy. That night, none of them were hungry. Far away, the white squirrel was safe in the trees, smiling because its wisdom had saved its life. More of the story. Wisdom and quick thinking can help us to escape the danger and to solve problems. Okay.